And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this QAFL live stream. We are this afternoon have the pleasure to witness this semi-final, 4th versus 5th. It's the Western Magpies, or the Sherwood Magpies, against the Maroochydore Roos. Mark Kennedy is my name. I'm joined by Kane Browning this afternoon. Of course, these two teams, it's a winner-take-all. With the loser to have a rest for the rest of the season. They're out and they will go on to play against a Broadbeach, the winner that is. Kane, massive game. That's very understated.
Yeah, no, very massive game. Knockout semi-final. Like you said, Kanga, the loser has the off-season to think about what they did wrong during the year, and should be a really, really good matchup. Both these sides equal on points at the end of the year on the ladder. 4th versus 5th, and should be a very good game indeed.
Well, a couple of things that I'm really looking forward to is both forward lines and how they function today. Of course, they've got two spearheads. We've got Dawson there for the Magpies and Sherwood up the other end, two leading goal kickers in the competition. And then in the ruck, I'm looking forward to this one between Samson Ryan, man with two first names, and then going up against Jacob Simpson, two form ruckmen of the competition.
No, very good form, both these two, and Sherwood had a massive review. Dawson actually got double teamed the last time these two teams played, so hopefully he can get back on the board today.
Well, last time these two teams met, it was a 31-point margin up at the Maroochydore Multi-Sport Complex in favour of the home team, the Roos, but winner take all. We're underway. Goes up early, does the big boy in Ryan. Simpson comes away with it. He'll just quickly shuffle the ball out. That was Lockie Lang. He lost it. And ball at half forward, just bustling a few over there was Sturton, but they'll come away with it. The Magpies inside forward 50. It'll be tense early. Sturton down on hands and knees, can't quite get it going his way. Pile of players up there, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. True centre half forward. Magpies starting off quite well.
One massive thing that was brought up by Sherwood was their tackling pressure. They were really off the pace earlier in the year, but massive improvement in the last few weeks from Sherwood.
So Fletcher just got the clearance away with hands on it. There was the big boy in Austin, the rookie search player. The Roos though through Lang, they'll come away with it. That kick wasn't a good one. Just goes off to Lewis, who goes up forward and straight to Dawson. So that was good, a bit of play, a bit of swift movement.
Dawson had plenty of space to lead into there. He's just outside 50. I'm not sure if he has the distance. He might just try and set this one up 20 metres out directly in front. We'll see how we go.
Obviously not very confident, just stutter stepping, just looking for a target. The kick's not a great one, unable to be handled. Maroochydore come away with it, they've done well. And they'll come away, here's Sherwood, he'll take the easy mark.
Very precise there as they work it out now. Maroochydore down this near side. They've got the overlap going across half forward. Just missed the target there as the Magpies swoop and rush it over for a boundary throw in.
Well, a good bit of work there. Nathan Smith involved, and also Lachlan Robinson. So my first look at Maroochydore this year. First year in the QAFL, they've been reasonably impressive.
Yeah, Maroochydore, I called a game with Maroochydore a couple of weeks back against Broadbeach. As the play continues here, Maroochydore working their way inside forward 50, sets it up, almost the mark there, not paid, play on. Magpies trying to work it out. Great weave, duck and weave. Actually, the umpire's called a free kick down the ground for a high shot as the Magpies try and work it outside their defensive 50.
That's Maroochydore who'll be the beneficiary, and it was Josh Kelleher who gave the advantage free kick away. They go down, long down the wing. Dawson's the target there, and a wonderful mark there. I'll pick up who that was in defence shortly. As they go back out, Sherwood's a target over the top of him. They'll still come away with here, the Roos. A long kick will come from Kelleher, down to full forward. Just working his man under the ball and doing it nicely with civvies, and he'll come away, although the kick was a little bit errant, and that'll be a bad error if it goes out of bounds. And it does, so Maroochydore just hold on there, and the Magpies probably just not clean enough in the back half.
No, great one-on-one contest there, and took a really solid mark down back was Civvies. He's come into the side this week after missing. And good start by him, but as Maroochydore work their way back in, another inside 50, ball sets up, ball coming along, just touched on the line. Last line defence there by the Magpies. And Maroochidore's kicked the first points of the game. They lead by 1 solid point.
Yeah, that was a good clearance there by Holt. Bring it back in, the Magpies go long. The target, the big boy in Sampson, Ryan, and the punch came from his opposite number in Simpson. So again, looking forward to that contest. They'll go hard all day. As Simpson will just sit a kick behind the play. We've got a few behind the ball here early.
It's a ruck contest. No one can get it out there. Sherwood, great tackle there, locked it up, and the umpire calls for a ball up. The wind's blowing right in our faces in the commentary position here, so it should be very interesting how they try and direct the ball inside 50, both these sides.
It's a young boy there over the top of it, and that was Easton. Just trying to tow it forward. And Cadzo just couldn't quite take it there. Highlands is there, and that's very well done there by Revel. They won't come away with it though. Revel, although, might get the run of it eventually, although Simpson does well. Bustles it out, Austin, toes it forward, just looking for a little bit of room, can't find it. And Highlands just takes it over the boundary line. So they just worked it forward with effort more than skill.
Geez, Revel had 3 or 4 solid efforts there. He probably ran a good 30 or 40 metres to get involved and work the ball over the line for another ball in.
So Austin got the better of Simpson on that occasion. Sturton wrapped up. That was a lovely tackle to keep it inside forward 50. On that occasion it came from Maroochydore. Simpson did it easy on that occasion. Lang has his kick smothered by Fletcher. And we'll do it all again, pretty much in the same spot, 30 metres out. On the clubhouse side of the ground, the Magpies, if you just joined us, they're kicking to the right of your screen.
Just waiting for the ball to get thrown in here. Ruckman go up. Easily won by the Maroochydore player there. Maroochydore trying to work their way out. Long kick out down the line. 2-on-1 contest here. Good mark. Great mark. And paid. Bit of push and shove. Beautiful effort. 2-on-1 contest there. So Magpies took the mark. Handball off. Handball inboard. Misses the target. Trying to work their way out. And he's caught on the ball. Great tackle by Maroochydore there as they play on. Down this near side. They've got the overlap going. No one inside 50. Kicks the ball in. Waiting for his teammate to run on it. Oh, bad bounce of the ball there. Handball comes out. Maroochydore snaps and just misses to the near side for another behind.
Had a little bit more time there, Jesse Malthouse. Noosa product has come down to Maroochydore this year. And ply his trade in the QAFL, of course, was up there. Noosa beat Maroochydore in the QFA competition last year. The short kick comes in, finds Jack Brisky. It was good a couple of weeks ago here against Surface when I saw him. And the flesh goes out to Wasley Black. They'll be looking for a good game from him, the former NT Thunder player, on his favoured left. That's not his best effort, turns it over. Holt's there. As his kick, or not his kick, his handball smothered by Fletcher out of bounds. So a little bit sloppy coming out of the back half so far, the Magpies. And through the middle there, Maroochydore just showing a little bit extra pressure around the contest, bearing fruit early.
Their pressure is definitely up from a couple of weeks ago. Maroochydore, as the ball gets thrown back in. Contest here, Magpies work their way out of it, kicking long down the line. 1-on-1 contest here, just over the back. Good mark taken there at half forward. Oh, beautiful smother though. It's Maroochydore, they've got numbers around the footy, work their way out, just missed the handball there. Trying desperately, good tackle there. Ducked his head, umpire said, well, you ducked your head, you're not going to get caught by holding the ball, but we're going to have another ball up.
That's Harwood there, so looking for the free kick. Austin went early, did well, came down to Harwood again. And off the ground there was Dawson. Right place, right time. Liam Dawson. It's been that way a lot of this year and got on the scoreboard, and the first one at least in the goal column this afternoon. And kicked there first for the afternoon to Sherwood. One straight, playing 2 behinds.
Geez, Dawson was so good there. Perfect spot front and centre and beautiful finish on his right foot. But like we said earlier, he seemed to have been double teamed the last time these two teams played, and he had very little influence on the result. But he's opened up a fair bit of space inside 50. They've left plenty of room down there, and a great start by Dawson.
Certainly haven't had the better of the play, but ultimately it happens on the scoreboard. And the Magpies have got away early. Sherwood, in front of a boisterous home crowd, 4 points in front. Played nearly 10 minutes of this first quarter. Ryan, almost uncontested. Fletcher goes back. Wolseley Black, just wheel around on his favoured left and hook it around, looking for a target here. Revel, and that just bounces in front of him. And it's the veteran in Greg Sturton. Sturton started his junior footy at North Shore up on the Sunshine Coast and made the journey across and has been an absolute warrior from Maroochydore over the years. Simpson and Ryan. That was Lang, comes there, and the kick didn't quite find its target. Did well off the back there, and that was Winton.
Sorry, Kanga, the switch of play there. Just Maroochydore played just enough to hold up the play. They wanted to play on. There's a handball over the top now. Oh, all sorts of trouble. Shrugs the tackle. Now they've got the overlap on the far side. Looks up, kicks down the line, and great mark inside 50 out there. Not quite sure who that was. Beautiful one-on-one.
Dawson.
Dawson again. Dawson's all over it at the moment as Magpies look to go further in the lead.
Well, it was good work there off half-back by Lewis. Just once they get the ball in quickly, they're going to one-on-one contest with Dawson. He's going to be hard to beat. It's hard to get an extra player across to spoil him.
As he kicks now, just missing on the far side there for another behind. I've noticed early on too, Maroochidore's had a couple of chances. They haven't quite used their foot skills to the best of their ability and just missed their target. And Magpies have intercepted pretty well to start this game.
So ball over the back, it wasn't touched, so if it does go out, you'd suggest it will be a Maroochydore, a Magpies free kick, no?
No.
So umpires happy with that. A little bit of push me, shove you there, Bulch, and also Govan. Simpson just got hands on it there and just met was the Maroochydore player solidly. Getting up there was Stone. Noticeable with his red hair. Simpson and Ryan go it again. No real clear winner there. Stone goes again, wrapped up quickly. Just like before, this time it was Maroochydore who did that. On this smaller ground, last time they played on the big wide expanses of Maroochydore, so a different style of game. Well done there, quick handball by Govan, found a teammate who put it up forward and Winton couldn't handle what he probably would have taken ordinarily. And instead we're going to have a throw in. And it's thrown in, it'll probably end up right on that forward 50 with Maroochydore attacking on this commentary side of the ground.
Geez, if they managed to take that mark there, they had a quick switch out their far side, they would have been away. Maroochydore clearly wins that tap. Ball in, but the ball gets locked up on the ground. No chance to get out there, and another ball up.
Interesting, you're going to see Harwood the target of a lot of Ryan's hit-outs here. It's almost a free kick going Ryan's way. Umpire says no, plenty of players around the ball, and it's going nowhere yet again.
Clay Beams has sort of not quite got his hands on the footy at the moment, but as they work it out now, Maroochydore again wins another clearance. Oh, just missing the target inside 50 as the Magpies try and work their way out, looking for the switch on the far side. Just missing the target, but they clean up well. Now they've switched it back. Oh, dangerous kick, beautiful. Oh, unfortunately, front on contact. Oh, and reversal. Now it was a front on contact free kick. Maroochydore pressured well, but just made front on contact. And then unfortunately was a little bit zealous, the Magpies player, didn't like the treatment and decided to give the free kick back to Maroochydore as they line up 5 minutes out directly in front for their first goal. straight over the goal umpire's head, and they get one back.
Well, it's fair to say Coach Anthony McDonald will not be pleased with that at all. It was a contest which the umpire adjudicated that was a free kick going the Magpies' way. And you just can't take chances like this in finals particularly, because you are going to come off second best, particularly in front of goal.
Especially with this breeze too, it's pretty swirly. It could be going, it's not really helping either end of the ground, it's just pushing straight across from the far side, straight into our faces here in the commentary position. But again, Maroochydore get one back. They've started pretty well with their pressure's been up. Their kicking skills have been up as well from last time I definitely called them, and gets a little bit closer now, and the pressure's straight back on the Magpies.
At 1 point the margin in favour of the visiting Roos. Austin got up there, Holt could take it. Just Jacobs, just under pressure, just feeding the ball back here. There's Lewis, usually with a big long leg. Cadzo with the spoil. Highlands is there, just at ground level. They'll chase it down. Just coming through now was the Magpies. Just tried to centre the ball, couldn't quite find a target. The Roos have a chance here, but overrunning it on that occasion. Right, Harwood, Roos though, they might get it back here, although the pressure is just mounting a little. They'll turn it over. Dawson round the corner. Couldn't bring it back far enough though. And scores level.
They're definitely getting numbers around the footy, Maroochydore, and it's one thing that's definitely improved from a couple of weeks back, where they just couldn't get their hands on the footy at all. As unfortunately, Maroochydore with their foot skills have kicked it out of bounds. Great spoil there though to make up for that out on the fall. Maroochydore player there ran in from half back and slamming the ball over the line for another boundary throw-in.
Yeah, there was Daniel Fleming there, and the poor kick came from Carter Michaels. So, yeah, they're lucky to get away with this, although they're not quite out of danger just yet. Wrapped up there was Jacobs. Ball going nowhere in a real hurry. Just well done there by the Magpies, just to keep it inside their forward 50. The Fletcher with the tackle. Kelleher just gets it down up towards the boundary line. Harwood's there, got it high. And I think you'll find he played for that nicely, just made sure he stayed low, working through. And again, a little bit of angst continues to stay in this game as Ryan Harwood has turned his back on it and clearly fancies his chances.
He almost took the Sherwood class in the old dropping one knee and getting the over the shoulder free kick. Really tough kick here from the boundary line as he comes in with the right foot, across the face, and the Maroochydore back line punch it over the line for another rush behind.
So the Magpies in front now by the Solitary. They go long up the middle. Not where it was really intended to go. Schollard provided the contest. Kelleher couldn't get it cleanly. Ooh. Austin just taken to ground. Revel just turns his back on it and just holds on to the ball. And the stoppage is all right under the pressure of the Jacobs tackle. Kelleher and Austin again. Give it to the former, although straight over the boundary line. So interesting stages, both sides just feeling each other out. No real momentum you'd suggest going either way. Austin did well, just got his opponent under the ball. Holt, Easton with the pressure applied by the Magpies. Just emerges now. Franks didn't get it going his way, but emerging now with it was Malthouse. Long kick to half forward, just hits the ground. Ball at ground level. Smith couldn't take it with him. Under the pressure of Lewis. Coming in there was Zach Stone to assist, but the ball over the boundary line.
The Magpies have been winning most of the ruck duels at the moment. But the one thing is that when the ball hits the ground, Maroochydore, they managed to get numbers around the footy and win the contest, which has been really promising.
So Holt comes away with it on the left. Schollard over the back. Lewis there, he's grabbed immediately by Stone. And that's a good tackle.
Great tackle inside 50 to lock that ball in. As the ball goes up now, contest, no clear winner. Magpies working their ball out again. Oh, dangerous kick. Oh, bravery. Couldn't quite take the mark. Left foot inside. Ball coming back over the top, but no, touched on the line. Another rush behind. As we work it, it's all even Stevens, 139 apiece. And Sherwood looking to clear this ball out from this kick in.
Govan, he's been in there quite a bit. And that's a little bit careless by Ben Cadzo. I think it's fair to say we're going to see a 50 there. And it's not really his style of game either. So to a big solid boy, Ben, as we go with the play. Wosley Black up towards forward 50. And through there. Carter-Michael, Sturton in there, just injects himself. Just trying to impact the contest, but the tackle was good, going nowhere.
Carter-Michael is one of those players who can rip a game apart. He hasn't been quite getting his hands on the footy up to this stage, but trying to work his way into the game with that solid tackle.
And Malthouse, just ball up again. One there by Ryan in front spot. Just pulled off it there with Sturton illegally, it says the umpire, so he'll take the free kick. Mitchell not happy with that. He thought it was his final game, home game at least, a couple of weeks ago against Surface. Wasn't to be. Kick from Carter-Michael goes out to Lockie Lang. It's not a bad conveyance to the footy. Finds Stone. Spearing ball. That's a lovely ball. Finds Schollard at centre half forward. As Smith doesn't get over the top to him then and just pushing back nicely. Might have been young Edwards. Nice bit of play.
Geez, they had that spare man running clean off the bench and was running into an open goal, but unfortunately his teammate couldn't spot him on this near side. As the Magpies work the ball out again on that far side across half back. Kick in board, middle, trying to work their way through the corridor. Dangerous kick. No, good mark, good mark. They've got a semi-overlap here on this near side. Kicks it down, takes a mark. Works her way back quickly, looking for a free man. Oh, mark that one. Hospital ball inside 50 and the ball gets easily knocked out by the third man up for another boundary throw-in.
It was good body work by Dawson, but it was excellent cover there by Michael to come in with the third man up and spoil it over the boundary line.
As the ball gets thrown in now, another ruck contest. Maroochydore will win the tap out. They've got numbers around the footy here if they can work it. Handball missed. Oh, great smother again by Sherwood. Oh, good tackle. Their tackling pressure is definitely up. Maroochydore though, locked the ball in. No real chance to get the ball out. And for another ball up.
Well, he's right back on it there, Lockie Lang, wasn't he? He had the ball smothered and then he pushed back hard to get back involved when the turnover happened. Austin and also Simpson just spiked there by Simpson. Wosley Black just tries to come through, dispossessed. Ball at ground level. Simpson goes again. Well done. Good work there. Govan. Malthouse just a little bit under pressure against the big boy in Samson Ryan with Schollard. Doesn't quite win it away. Third man up, although the turnover comes and it goes to Mackenzie. Wasn't a good kick there by Winton. Puts it back from whence it came. Kelleher's the target. Up to the task there was Lewis though for the Magpies. Throw in. Right on forward 50.
Geez, they worked the ball really well there, Maroochydore. I'm really impressed by their foot skills up to date because a couple of weeks ago they were pretty woeful against Broadbeach and they got well and truly beaten. But Maroochydore now got another chance. Quick kick forward, unfortunately not quite there. Misses on the far side for another point.
There's Lockie Lang, so he's been certainly around the footy. Again, bigger body around the footy. Just looking at him, he's right near Easton there, and it's a bit of a size mismatch. Kick comes in. Working the ball back there was Jacker. That's Liam Jacker. Schollard over the back of the pack though. Just wrapped up there was Tim Kimberley.
Oh, bit of extra malice in on that little tackle there. Ran his head into the ground. The umpire didn't see it. Said enough of that as he throws it up again. Even contest. Maroochydore again, another clearance. unfortunately, kicks it on the far side. It's probably a good result from Maroochydore there. That went out of bounds for another Bendrick throw. They got a chance to lock the ball in here and have another opportunity to kick another goal.
Well, Kimberley twins, they are little tough nuts. They're not the biggest of fellows, but they are little hard nuts. They won't mind a little bit of rough and tough. Well done there by the Magpies. I'm going to bring it out. There's Edwards involved there. Revel down the side there, just pushed under the contest by Dawson, who took the mark there was McCosker. Now, ball inside forward 50, Highlands. Just over the back of him, Harwood's there. Working hard, one-on-one contest. Now he's got hold of the ball, but he's got nowhere to go. Wrapped up, surely he's got to be holding the ball. Umpire says no. And he was slammed quite solidly into the ground. And he looks like he's just had a few blinks of the eyelids just to make sure all the marbles are there. Ball at ground level again. Lang gets it out. And that's the ball will come back in. It was nicely marked there by Civvies. Wasley Black as a target. He lets it go over the top of Mitchell. Little spearing ball. Doesn't get there on the full beams though. Off one step. Just hooks it right across. Simpson was almost pushed right under the footy. And then just gets back. Takes the tackle. Or inflicts the tackle, I should say. And just submitting almost there was Bulch. We'll have a ball up.
Geez, the umpires have put the whistle away as far as holding the balls are concerned, as Maroochydore win another ruck contest. Unfortunately, straight down to Sherwood. Sherwood snaps and kicks a goal. Not quite sure who that was. Beautiful spot. Took it straight out of the ruckman's hands, and great finish on the right foot there, and it's straight over the goal umpire's head for another goal.
That was the rookie search fellow in Daniel Edwards with that goal. So it was quick. It had to be. And we have a score there. So 2-3-15 to 1-4-10. And we are here at McCarthy Homes Oval.
Geez, great play in the forward line 50 there. Maroochydore won the tap out, but straight down the throat of the Sherwood player, and great finish on the right foot as they go 5 points ahead.
So Ryan up in the ruck against Simpson, just gets it forward. Fletcher couldn't handle it, but coming through on that occasion was Drew Mitchell. Ball over the back. Maroochydore control it, do quite well there. Go out wide. The target was the young fella in Stone. Couldn't take it. Bulch is the target, coming back the other way for the Magpies. Has it half forward, right on the outer side. I'll be content here in this first quarter, one would think. McCosker and also Dawson. The too strong was Dawson. McCosker was right there. Just a little bit of body strength. Goes around the corner quickly. Right to the square. Simpson couldn't take it, but he will emerge with it just the same. Oh, just little slip. That came from Liam Jacker and just allowed the young man in Bruce Revel to come in and take the easiest to mark and have a shot on goal.
Geez, that matchup, Dawson and McCosker, Dawson's all over him at the moment, and probably taken 3 or 4 contested marks and kicked a goal himself. But they're just getting enough ball inside 50 to get a few shots on goal as they line up for their third goal. Beautiful kick, straight over the goal, right on the quarter time siren. Great finish to the quarter for the Magpies as they go 11 points up at quarter time.
Oh, that was just a really unfortunate slip there late in that quarter by the Maroochydore player in the back pocket. Allowed Revel to take that easy mark and kick a goal, because 11 points I don't think is indicative of the contest that we're seeing just here at the moment. It's been very good. Goal kickers for the Magpies in this first quarter. It was Harwood, Revel with that one right there, and also Daniel Edwards only a couple of minutes earlier. And Sam McKenzie was the lone goal kicker, albeit on the back of a little bit of ill discipline by the Magpies. So at quarter time here in this semi-final, the winner It goes on to play Broadbeach, the loser. Kisses their season goodbye. It is 3-3, 21 Sherwood. It is 1-4 Maroochydore. We'll be back after the break. And welcome back. It is just sides coming out from quarter time. It is the home side in this semi-final. Sherwood 3-3-21 leading the Maroochydore Roos 1 goal for 10. So 11 points the margin. A couple of goals late put Sherwood in front there. And what has been a very competitive first quarter of football, Kane Browning.
Yes, and Sherwood's backlines worked really hard when Maroochidore's had a fair bit of play down there for a good couple of minutes in that first quarter. I thought Skivvies was really solid down back, took a couple of good intercept marks as we work our way into this second quarter.
Good match up in the ruck, we've talked about that. Samson Ryan and Jacob Simpson going at it, they'll do it again. Give that one to Simpson. Follows up at ground level though, Fletcher is first there. Govan applies the pressure and the Roos will come away with it. They go inside forward, 50. That was nearly a very good mark. Brisky will come away with it. Wasn't paid the mark, but does well and gets it off to Bolt, still in half back.
Bolch looking to kick the ball inboard. Good kick. Mark taken. As they work their way forward now. Oh, free man. Oh, just takes the mark. Good juggle. As they work their way through, I believe that was Highlands there. Oh, Mark paid. Half forward line. Big fella, chop of the arms. Samson Ryan working really hard around the ground. As soon as the ball went out of that ruck contest in the middle of the ground, he worked his way down forward, trying to run his direct opponent off his feet in Simpson, as he lines up probably 45 metres out on a slight angle and kicking into this breeze. I'm not quite sure if he's got the distance here, Kanga.
Well, it'll certainly be interesting. We're going to get a look at his technique.
As the ball comes in now, what can you say? Beautiful kick by Ryan there, straight over the goal umpire's head. Didn't look like missing. Worked the ball back right to left. Again, there's a bit of push and shove. There's no love lost between these two sides, I tell you, in this first quarter and a bit. And Sherwood stretch their lead out now. Just waiting for the scoreboard to change here, 27-10.
Well,
thank you very much. 4-3, 27 to 1-4-10. First couple of minutes into the second quarter.
Well, that just emanates obviously from a little bit of the contact, the late contact from Ben Cadzo in the first quarter there. Certainly the Magpies players were happy to let him know because he was the closest player to Samson Ryan when the goal was kicked. So a little bit of psychological warfare there. Dawson went up there, but they know each other very well. The leg was up in the air. That was probably not ideal. Harwood dispossessed. Simpson came through. Govans there, but he just can't quite take the run of it. Bulch is dispossessed. No free kick there. All done on that occasion. Going for the ball was Robinson. And we'll have a ball up. And just right near forward 50 there. So, seen too much of it so far in the first quarter. Ryan, he won't win the free kick. It'll go the way of Simpson for a hold. Simpson just lobs it up, looking for and coming out there and taking the mark. That was Lockie Lang. I think the target was Schollard. Lang over the back.
Geez, it's good when you got that open space in behind, and Maroochydore player there just worked his way back just to give Sherwood backline two thoughts in that contest.
So Lockie Lang comes in, 45-degree angle, right on line, and threads it nicely. That's the answer that the Roos wanted. So 1 goal apiece in this second quarter. And it puts the margin back to what it was at quarter time at 11 points.
Geez, like I was saying, Kanga, just putting the back line in two minds there in that one-on-one contest and just opened the space enough to take that chest mark right in. Once the ball got in front, it was going to be very hard to stop. And it just seems to be now they're past that feel-out period and they're starting to attack both ends of the ground.
Well, it's interesting moving forward here because certainly Maroochydore have looked good at various times, but as I said, the scoreboard is very much going the Magpies' way. Simpson again just gets a foot to it. Just working through there was Malthouse. Couldn't take it on the first occasion. Govan just gives it off. A little bit of space there. Carter Michael, I think it is, with a spearing ball. And just on the burst there was Smith. And just had a lot more time to come through, but couldn't do it. In fact, that might have been Larkins coming through the middle of the ground.
Geez, great effort by Larkins. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish off there. Sherwood quickly worked. Oh, shocking kick. As it gets cut off quite easily there by Maroochydore as they line up for their second goal in the quarter.
So that was Wosley Black and the kick. I mean, Kelleher went back there, but Brisky didn't actually go to him to try and actually spoil. He thought the ball was going to go up, but the big long extension arms of Kelleher, and this could really hurt the Magpies because, you know, they kicked a couple of goals late in that first quarter to get a bit of a lead, and this could put it right back.
As the ball, as they come in now, right foot kick. Great start of the second quarter. As Kelleher kicks his first goal, I believe. And the score now is Sherwood 27 to Maroochydore 17.
In fact, they go to
23, I believe. But good start there, the second quarter. They seem to, all of a sudden, they've got a little bit of momentum in this first few minutes of this second quarter. It's exactly what they were looking for at quarter time.
So, just going off to 22 there, I believe the score. So 5 points is the margin. And we've played 6 minutes into this second quarter. Stalemate in the middle of the ground, no clear winner of the ruck contest. Govan goes again. They're just trying to work it out here. Simpson needed to go quickly, was wrapped up. There's by by Easton, did well. Harwood just takes the advantage, goes to half forward. Austin was the target. Right there with him was Pearson. And they'll take the ball collectively over the line. And we'll have a throw in right on forward 50. Commentary side of the ground. Sherwood attack. Ryan at the back, there was a hold there. Looked like it will go against Ryan. And he's upset about it, but I think we could clearly see it from here that he's a big tug on the jumper. So Simpson's the man with the ball.
Oh, shot.
And that is a, fair to say, that's a fair old slice off the foot.
Jeez. Unfortunately, the kick didn't go where they wanted to go there in Maroochydore. Sherwood looked to kick the ball back inside 50. Great overhead mark there. Under very little pressure as he led out and took that solid mark. Probably 35 metres an hour, slight angle.
Well, we talk about errors, and up the other end we saw one from the Wosley Black kick. And then we saw Jacob Simpson, who won the free kick and then just put it out in the full and allowed this shot at goal by Dawson.
Dawson, right foot. Unfortunately, that ball is not coming back and he's just missed on the near side. As they go slightly further ahead, 4-4-28 to the visiting side, 3-4-22. 6 points in it as Maroochydore work their way. Long kick into the middle of the ground. Great solid mark there by Simpson. Simpson's working very, very well at the moment. It's a 50-50 concept between those two, that's for sure. His mark can't be taken on that occasion, but as soon as the ball hits the ground, Maroochydore pick the ball up, using handballs on that far side, kicking long inside 50, one-on-one contest, a lot of players, oh, not quite there. Ball hits the ground, right foot snap, just missed the mark there. 2-on-1 contest, got to try and lock the ball in or try and kick the ball around the corner, but numbers prevail. Magpies work their way out solidly.
What they do, these beams, just corralled here. Nicely, but good presence of mind here, just finds Revel. Spearing ball. Goes to the big boy, just eludes. Does Gallagher, and then he's wrapped up by Govan. So he got away from one, couldn't escape the next. Push there by Govan, just to get back to help out. Kimberley under pressure. That was Brad Kimberley. It's not quite there, so the turnover comes. Inside forward 50. And well done there by Sturton.
That's 50 as well.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit careless, so they won't like that. I know it was good courage there by Sturton to stand under the ball, probably knowing what was coming there. So both sides just making a few little errors. Out wide, Kelleher the target. Good spoil there by Brisky. They'll go again though, the Roos. Holtz there, just emerging with it was Kelleher just to go again, but the Magpies will actually win the day. Wosley Black just indiscriminately down to half forward and finds Sturton at half back, out of side.
Maroochydore now trying to keep possession of the forward with a bit of kick to kick as they've marked on this far side. Just slowing the ball up now, looking to move the ball inboard. Dangerous kick across ground though. 2 on 2. Maroochydore win out though. Ball comes forward, handball over the top. Bit of an overlap going. Bit of an up and under kick inside 50. They work it away. Oh, just missing the mark there. Maroochydore, handball by Sherwood, probably deliberate, and is called.
Well, the Sherwood bench was calling for take your pick, and the umpire did take his pick, and it was not the one that they wanted. So Sholard was the target. The spoil came. It was a good one. And again, a little bit of push me, shove you. That's, as I said, that's not going to achieve too much. Winton was a good spoil there. Margin 5 points. The Roos attack.
Just waiting for the ball to get thrown back in here. The wind's still swirling quite a bit around the ground at the moment. Ball comes in, ruck goes up again. Ball hits the ground, no clear winner. Maroochydore numbers around the footy. And again, it's this push and shove from both sides. These two sides really don't like each other at the moment. Umpire's doing a pretty good job at trying to keep the game going, and they're keeping control at the moment.
So Simpson just got it down. Ryan couldn't get it with any great purchase. Back inside forward 50, Holt. At ground level, just tapped away from him though. Well done there. They win the ball to the Magpies. Caleb Franks, that's not a good conveyance of the footy. Robinson with the ball. Off to Jacker. He'll want to atone for an early mistake in that first quarter. Finds his target on that occasion. One of the Kimberley boys this is. They look alike. And there's Sholard. When he gets front spot, Sholard, he's got a very, very good set of hands. He's not the biggest key forward, but anytime he gets to the front spot, he has those big dukes and he gets them around him.
Geez, talk about threading the needle there. Kimberley, beautiful kick inside 50. Had to split 3 Magpie defenders there and hit Scollard on the chest.
So Sholard, take your pick. Generally a good kick for goal, and that's no exception. And all of a sudden, the Magpies find themselves behind. The Roos, they've really come. You see a little bit more agitation in the middle of the ground. But it was a good mark there by Sholard. First for the afternoon. All single goal kickers on both sides. And we have a real game on our hands. And I do note that Mount Gravatt beating Palm Beach early in this game. As you see young Easton coming to the bench. He's already had 1 jumper change as Riley Easton. He's in the 39, off from the 32. We'll see how that goes. And Kane, one of the other interesting things about this game is that the two coaches, even though there's a bit of agitation out there, the two coaches are actually really good mates, and Anthony McDonald and Andrew Cadzo. So that'll be talked about over a beer after the game, I'm sure.
Geez, you wouldn't realise it between the two sides at the moment as the ball gets thrown back up again. Magpies again. Oh, bit unlucky there with the high tackle. Magpies probably breathing a sigh of relief there. So they try and work their way back into this game. Magpies, fortunately couldn't take the mark there. Magpies trying to work this ball out, but it's a perceived pressure. As they clear the ball now, 1 bounce, just outside 50, gets a little shove, and unfortunately, umpires actually pulled him up for that little push in the back, and the ball, and hasn't paid it downfield, so the ball's going to come back right on the 50-metre mark. The mark was actually taken. I believe that was Dawson there.
I'm not sure that Dawson should be taking this free kick if it's a free kick for a push in the back. It should be going to the man who was pushed in the back in Fletcher. Wow. So for mine, personally, not that I want to jump on the umpire's bandwagon of giving them grief, but thankfully that's actually taking place. So good decision by the umpires ultimately, obviously listening into our call this afternoon.
Of course. As the ball gets lines up just outside 50, right foot kick right to the goal man. Unfortunately, he's kicked it down the full, just off target there. I tell you what, I did see Dawson. He took the mark 10 metres out on a slight angle and then ran 45 metres back to outside 50, wanting to take the kick. So I'm pretty sure the umpires, he surely wasn't thinking he was going to get away with that one.
No, but the Magpies probably have been hoping, based on the kick that Fletcher put up there, that Dawson took it. But anyway, play goes on, and the Roos will bring it out. And they just go long, up the outer side. Pack of players, nobody can take it. Carter-Michael was there for the Roos, gets it there.
Oh, no worries.
Well done on that occasion by Malthouse, just gets it over the top. The Roos are away, they've got numbers over the back. It's Smith right there. That's good transition. Football plays on, runs into the open goal. 7 points in favour of the Roos, and that is a wonderful example of transition football from the contest. They got the run of it. It was Carter-Michael who went up in the contest, got it down at ground level, and then from there it was off to the races.
Geez, they had 3 or 4 numbers. As soon as that ball hit the ground, they had 3 or 4 numbers front and centre there, the Roos. And it was just beautiful overlap play down that far side and almost a Pagan's paddock situation. No one inside 50, kick over the top, and I believe it was Smith who ran into that open goal, and again, they go further ahead, the Roos, 35-28.
Would have been one of the Kimberleys that delivered the nice ball over the top to Smith. But, hard to tell them apart at various points in time, especially with numbers right next to each other. Kelleher and Austin. Govan just wrapping up Fletcher, although the ball just spills out. Edwards just under pressure. Now they get it off. On that occasion it was Lewis from half back. Cadzo's first there, Highlands is there as well. Cadzo will be happy to take it over the boundary line. He is. It's Ben Cadzo, former Zilmere Eagle, played in the QAFL and in the Army these days. So he'll be keen to keep pushing. And his father, of course, is the coach. The coach's pet is your son. Ball back into play. Out of side, through hands. Ends up with Fletcher. A little bit of an up and under, but it is inside forward 50. Well done there by Lockie Lang. Just takes a good defensive mark. Asked to play on now. Dangerous kick. Will it come off? That's the question. With a grab there, but play on, says the umpire. Malthouse, no free kick there. He just gets a bit of space now, does well. Quick kick, and Govan under the pressure on that occasion of Fletcher as well, but the Roos just got it out there back line. They look a little bit more settled at the moment, and they've really come on. 4 goals to 1 in this second quarter so far.
Geez, the intensity has definitely gone up. Maroochydore probably a step ahead at the moment in that department as they line up for another boundary throw-in. No clear winner in that contest. Magpies just kicking the ball quickly out of play there. They're almost kicking in hope at the moment, Kanga, unfortunately, and it's almost a perceived pressure from Maroochydore. Every time the Magpies get the footy, they're instantly under pressure from their Roos opponents.
Yeah, that they are. It's been good. It's been a good contest so far today. Roos by 7 points. Some 15 minutes gone or so in the second quarter. Easton, quick kick away. He's back in the 32. Was in the 39 before. He went for the blood rule twice off the ground. Had 2 changes of jumpers. In and out he goes. A good tackle there on the outer side. That was might have been by Mitchell, was it? I just need to pick that player up as he gets up. No, in fact it wasn't. Oh, in fact it was. It was Mitchell gets up there. So keep the ball inside their forward 50. Ryan just ushered Simpson away from the footy. Just working there was Jacker, just wrapped up. They move the ball a little bit forward, but still in an attacking position for Sherwood. See what they can do. Can they respond? First goal of this second quarter. There's been 4 unanswered ones to the Roos.
As the ball comes up there, umpire. Thank you very much. Maroochydore again win the clearance. A 2-on-1 contest here. Ball bouncing everywhere. Maroochydore trying to get the ball out. No real opportunity, but the umpire's called high on the ball.
Well, I think he just didn't make an effort, Sholard. So I think he might have got the benefit of the doubt if he actually tried to make an effort. But clearly, he was just happy to try and tie it up in the finish.
As Sherwood work their way, switch across the play here. Really slow ball movement at the moment. Maroochidore's working so hard to lock that ball in. Long kick down the line and easy knockout bounce there by Maroochydore and another boundary throw in.
Just by Bond, we haven't seen a lot of him, but it's a nice solidly built player and obviously enough to get the body on Goodall there. Redlands player from the NEFL competition. Good quality players running around this QAFL. Simpson throws the foot at it. Well done there by Stone, just couldn't take it with him off the ground by the Magpies. Well done there by Marisic, does well, gets it off to Easton, has a look around, then just goes and tries to spot Dawson over his head though. Revel runs onto it, has numbers there, Beans, goes across, Lewis the captain, what's he going to do here? Has to go round the body! No, too far. Would have been a good goal. Had time, the build-up was good and couldn't convert. Margin, back to 6 points.
Easton's the one getting plenty of the footy through the midfield and doesn't seem to have a direct opponent, unfortunately, at the moment. They might have to check that one out, Maroochydore, but unfortunately couldn't finish there, the Magpies, as Maroochydore work their way back out slowly from defensive 50.
It's Jai Larkins. Ball finds Stone as well. Piercing ball, that's a ripping kick. Fine, Sholard nearly put a hole in his chest. Kicked it with very good precision. Sholard does well, gets it to Simpson. Quick ball, off to Larkins, not sure where to go. Over the back, does it get over the big boys? Gallagher's head, so ball at ground level, over the top, they can raffle this, and they just about mess it up. Just about mess it up, but they don't. It was Kimberley with the goal. I've just got to pick up which one. But my goodness gracious me, it was Fleming who just panicked there a little bit. I believe it was Brad Kimberley with the goal. Apologies to the parents if I get it wrong. Craig, I know you'll be watching if you're not here at the ground. So Maroochydore, good build-up. They're now 2 goals up. And they have been on fire in the second quarter.
Geez, I tell you what, as a forward, when you turn around, you get the ball in your hands and you turn around and realise for some reason there's 4 of your own teammates standing in front of goal and you snap around the corner and almost miss completely. And they had to raffle the ball there, but beautiful finish by Kimberley. And they go further ahead now, but Western Magpies definitely need to kick the next goal to get back into this contest.
Been all Maroochydore in the second quarter after the first minute, in which there was a Western Magpies goal. Simpson just gets it going his way. Govan just under the pressure of Bolch, unable to take it there is Highlands, or at least he can't extract it. Stone with the pressure. They do well. They're just hunting in numbers here. Simpson just uses his foot to get it near Govan. Again, Bolch is right there, but they work it out. Good work there by Jacobs. They're still in possession of the ball. They go inside forward 50 again. Shollard's a target, but well done there. Been by Highlands, I think it might have been, who comes away with a nice defensive mark.
Great mark there by Highlands, just to release the pressure valve as the kick comes back to half forward. Again, this slow ball movement at the moment, working out well for the Magpies though on this far side. On the wing, again, slow ball play, looking to kick the ball down the line, kicks long, up to the half forward, 2-on-1 contest. No mark can be taken, ball comes over the back. Couldn't quite pick up the ball there, but the ball rolls out. Magpies get the ball back. 1-on-1 contest, great pressure, good tackle though by Maroochydore. No real chance, but again, umpires called on the ball, didn't really give any choice for the umpire there.
Well again, no, he just was happy to accept the tackle, and I reckon he thought he got hit a little bit high. First contact is why he stopped, but you play the whistle, don't you? And that was a poor kick by Simpson. And Fletcher, he can put it back in. Magpies need a goal. Dawson's a target. He had numbers around him. Ground level, Harwood, little piercing ball. Finds Mitchell. I don't think he'd moved from when he got penalised. It was a bit of what about me, and eventually the ball, it came right back at him. So it was about him.
I think he was actually still remonstrating with the umpire about that on the ball decision, and all of a sudden umpire had to bail, and the ball just fell into his lap 30 metres out directly in front.
So I believe might be retiring at the end of this year. Been a good servant for the Magpies. Got chaired off after the last home and away game. Comes in 40 metres out and misses. It's a disappointing miss from there. 11 points now the margin. 4-6-60 playing 6-5-41. It's the Roos by 11 points.
As Maroochydore kicked the ball back out from full back here, 2-on-1 contest. Great mark there. Strong pack mark. Wanting to quickly move the ball on though. Maroochydore down this near side. Down the wing. Over the back. Good mark taken again. Dummies, weaves, dodges. Comes back in on the right foot. Kicks long. Inside 50. Got cleaned up. No free kick paid. As Ryan comes in quite easily with the mismatch in height and slams the ball over the line for another boundary throw in.
Yeah, Sherwood, a little bit of the Queen Mary about him, the way his turns are there. Not to get past Winton, but then got cleaned up and said doesn't mind a little bit of physical contact as well. So well done by the Magpies, but it's still deep in Maroochydores' forward line. Kelleher's there, and that's Mackenzie. Just a little bit of a shove, no harm though, done. Just ricochet, a bit of give in that fence compared to a few of the others around the place. Yeah, not a big oval here at McCarthy Homes Oval. Boundary line reasonably close. Easton, being prominent, although that's a dangerous handball. That's Holt on the left. Shollard's there, he's the target. Gallagher. And he just was happy, and he felt the pressure just to put the fist through the ball and get it out of bounds. Yeah, Caney, you put the hands up like he might have been able to take the mark with a little bit more torque around him.
Yeah, it's that perceived pressure as the ball gets thrown back in now. No real winner there in that boundary throw in. As the Magpies work their way back, quick kick on the right foot, snap. Good luck marking that one. Ball hits the ground, bouncing everywhere. Ryan picks the ball up. He's going nowhere either as the umpire rushes in. Yeah, Kangaroo, it was just that perceived. Yeah, it was a 2-on-1 contest. He could have taken the mark and decided to punch the ball over the line and push the ball forward. There's a free kick paid here for a high shot, and Maroochydore have another chance to kick it inside their attacking 50.
He's got a Govan, and he's been a good player actually. He's Josh Govan. Right around the footy on his left, just puts it right to the square. Sholard against plenty, nearly fell into his arms. Goes again at ground level and then wrapped up by Winton, and the ball will be thrown up on this occasion. So numbers there, plenty of numbers in that forward 50. They've been good, the Roos, around the stoppages generally speaking, and we'll have another one of those. Getting up from the contest will be Kelleher.
Even in that attacking inside 50 there was actually 3 Magpies defenders trying to go up for the one ball. So there's a little bit of confusion there from the Magpies, and Maroochydore working their way very well in these attacking plays. As the siren goes.
That's half time, and we have a real ball game on our hands. It was 5 goals to 1 in that second quarter. It was the Magpies by 11 points at quarter time, and now it is exactly the mirror image. It is Maroochydore by 11 at the main break. It is all single goal kickers right across both sides. It is singles to Mackenzie, Sholard, Kelleher, Lang, Brad Kimberley and Smith. While for the Magpies, it was Harwood, Ryan, Revel and Edwards. We are set up for a wonderful second half. Make sure you stick with us. We're going to have a little bit of a break and catch our breath. But this is an elimination final. It's a semi-final. The winner, they'll go on to play Broadbeach next week in the prelim. The loser, they kiss it goodbye from 2020. We'll see you after the break. And welcome back to this semi-final in the QAFL. It is the Sherwood Magpies trailing the Maroochydore by 10 points, 4-6-30. The home side 6-4-40 just before the break, the half-time break there. I mentioned it was 11 points to the Magpies at quarter time and 11 to the Roos at half-time. The scoreboard attendants and the goal umpires have corrected me. It's 10 points the margin. So as the players get out to their positions for this all-important second half, the winner goes on to play Broadbeach in the preliminary final. The loser kisses season 2020 goodbye. Looking forward to season 2021. Mark Kennedy's my name. I'm joined by Kane Browning. And Kane, it was an entertaining first half of footy.
No, it definitely was, and a lot of momentum by the Magpies in that first quarter. Built an okay lead at quarter time, but it was all Maroochydore in that second quarter, kicking plenty of goals to very little by the Magpies, and they need the first goal here, the Pies, as the quarter's about to kick off.
So Simpson and Ryan, they've been at it all day. And go start, uncontested Ryan. Harwood just under pressure, gets it out, back out to the big boy and Ryan. He couldn't handle it. Lockie Lang comes in, applies the pressure. And the ball going nowhere there, so we'll have another ball up just to get us underway on these opening exchanges. It was 3-1 in the first quarter, and then it was in the Sherwood's way, and then it was 5-1 the Roos way in that second quarter. Lang goes hard, Easton is there as well. Both been good contributors for their sides. The little man just reefs and tears at the bigger man and holds the ball up.
Eden was very good in that first half as the ball gets thrown up again. Ball gets knocked down. No real way to get the clear possession out there as ball gets stopped, and we're going to be looking at another ball up. So the ball goes up again. Ryan, clear winner there in that ruck contest. Maroochydore held without it, not paid. Simpson ducks his head, gets tackled, probably going to be home. No. Umpire again has probably put a whistle away in this first little bit.
It was probably one each way there, wasn't there?
Exactly right.
And so Fletcher gets it down to half forward. High ball. Dawson went high, couldn't come down with it. Sturton did well though. Marisic couldn't take it away. Austin gets a nice handball out to Fletcher. Off to Franks. Little chipping ball, doesn't find Dawson. Kadzo's over the back there. Little handball. McCosker couldn't handle it, but just ripping through there nicely was Larkins. Does it well. And goes out wide. Has Kimberley. That's of the Tim variety. Little ball. Looking for his twin brother. Couldn't quite find him. In fact, it wasn't his twin brother. It was Robinson. Ball back to half back. And wrapping it up there was Ben Kadzo.
Kadzo's been very good down back as he kicks the ball down the line. Couldn't take the mark there, the Maroochydore player. As we get a bit of technical issues here, phone's gone off as well as Magpies. Beams takes it on this near side, kicks down the line, can't take the mark. Maroochydore outnumbering their opponents there as the ball gets kicked back quickly. Ball bounces up, beautiful contest there by all players involved. Magpies though, good handball. They've got a couple of metres clear here. Magpies work their way down to half forward. Couldn't take the mark there on that occasion. Maroochydore, look out! Oh, great contest. Ball hits the ground. Magpies again, first possession. Inboard, trying to duck, weave, dodge, dummy. Beautiful right foot finish and great mark inside 50. Probably 40 metres out directly in front. Good work by the Magpies there. Just worked their way through using handball. Kick handball to back inboard and a beautiful finish there.
It's a nice presence of mind there by, I believe it was Daniel Edwards, so the rookie search boy. Did well, evaded a couple, and then just, when he found a little bit out of space, he just spotted the target well in Brisky.
Line up, great start of the third quarter if he can manage to kick this one. Hasn't quite got the distance, ball on the far side, and the ball gets knocked through. And the first score of this third quarter, 4-7-31, trailing the Roos 6-4-40. As the ball gets kicked back out by Maroochydore, but on that occasion, Ryan uses his body well, takes a good mark, looking to play on, chip kick, didn't go that far, but was good enough. Great kick, ball coming back, oh, just not quite and just rushed through on the last line. And they've kicked another behind for 2 behinds start this third quarter.
So they go right up the middle of the Roos. Lang's the target, does well, just holds onto it nicely, and the finish paid the mark. He had 3 Magpies converging around him. That means there should be runners around. Goes long. Centre half forward, the target. Schollard just roves on that occasion, just throws it on the left. Which way is it going to roll? It's getting close there, but just off target. And Samson Ryan happy to see it over. And again, transition football. A little bit of bigger bodies around the ball, certainly telling at different points in time. Magpies bring it back in. This will be Beams. Waxes with Fletcher. That's a little bit of a dicey kick, but the smaller man there in Malthouse was no match for Ryan. Bolch up the line. That's probably not as good as it could have been. And doing well there was Brent Pearson, so he'll be able to take it back in, put it back from whence it came. The big boy Ryan, he's there front and centre, and gets the big arms up and does well.
Oh.
Didn't go back on his mark, so that's just a poor error. So Stone, quick little handball off. Couldn't quite handle it. Kimberley, absolutely monstered by Easton. They might come away with it. Bolts to Ryan. And over the top of Austin, and Pearson again. So poor ball security here by the Magpies, just coughing it back up for the Roos.
As the ball gets worked back in now, inside 50, plenty of numbers around that ball. Ball hits the ground. Maroochydore get their hands on the ball again, just pushing the ball forward as much as they possibly can, and the ball's going to work its way out. No, stayed in play. Great handball, right foot kick, just hitting the woodwork. But the intensity, definitely, again, they've taken up from where they left off before half time, and they're working very, very, very well at the moment.
Well, they had 2 players, the Magpies, out there, and Tim Kimberley out there, who was the only person with intent for the footy and got it back into Mackenzie, who nearly kicked a goal. And that would have been heartbreaking for the Magpies.
As the ball gets fed back out now, crashing the pack there. Eden almost gets his head taken off, not paid. As the umpire rushes in for another ball up, Easton probably a bit unlucky not to get the free kick there. He's putting his body on the line every time he goes near it.
Yeah, it was a second tackle, wasn't it, that probably got him a little bit high. A little handball out there. Lang probably should have held on to it in the finish. It's the solid man in Bond. Just gets it top of the square. Kimberley, but at ground level, it'll be advantage. And Smith will go in and kick a very important goal in the context of the game. Gets it out to 16 points early in this third quarter. They stood under it, but the Crummers did the damage on that occasion. And just a little bit of the talk around the contest to know who was going up, who was staying down, and moving through it at pace.
It's one thing we definitely talked about during that break at half time, that when the ball hits the ground, Maroochydore just outnumbering their opponents, and realistically wanted a lot more than their Sherwood opponents at the moment. Every time the ball hits the ground, Maroochydore running in a wave, running in numbers, gained first use of the footy, and Sherwood just a step behind, but enough to be found behind on the scoreboard as well.
He hit it at pace, did Nathan Smith, and Maroochydore, they're hitting the scoreboard at pace. Since quarter time, they kicked 6 goals to 1, and they lead by 16 points now. And Nathan Smith, the first multiple goal kicker of the game with 2. Well, that's pretty obvious, wasn't it? That was a very obvious statement. Lang just weaves through, gives it off. Bond just can't get past Gallagher, but gets a handball away. Just flicked off the ball there was Kimberley. Bolch though for the Magpies. Now to Beans, just kicks it up and under. With no great purchase on it. Well done there by Ryan. Just came with a flurry. Took it on the chest and gets it into Harwood, the middle of the ground.
They're looking to switch across play here, but again, there's slow movement. Maroochydore working well to lock the ball up, slow the play down as they work their way out methodically. Magpies just trying to find the right option at the moment, looking to kick back inboard. Very dangerous kick, and beautifully cut off there by Maroochydore. They've got a chance here with the overlap if they're quick enough. Ryan working very well, not giving 50 away either, just trying to hold up the play, slow it down. Maroochydore on the near side, didn't take the option. Looking to kick long, half forward line now. One-on-one contest, beautiful spoil there by the Magpies player on that occasion. Magpies, again, working their way out through handball, running in a wave. looking for the right option, kicking down the line, one-on-one contest. Beautiful spoil there though, and works his way over the boundary line for a boundary throw. And at the moment, Kanga, Maroochydore just got the ascendancy at the moment. Magpies just trying to be a little bit too cute with the footy, and Maroochydore caning it off every time.
Well, a good example of that is that kick back in the middle of the ground, which Lang got hold of. Ryan. So a real clear winner of this contest. Maroochydore there first, but Magpies now have numbers. A trip, it'll go the way of the Magpies. Mick Bolch, I think it is, with the ball. So just forward to centre, just off the one step. Just hooks it back, and that's Brisky. The target does it well. So the rookie search boy just been pushed forward. And I was going to mention that the injury to Brodie Lumber, him not playing today, they've just lacked a little bit of fluency through half forward, just that extra marking target. And now they've thrown Brisky forward to try and fill that gap. So important kick. He'll have to kick it. This breeze is really starting to pick up right into the commentary box's face. So it goes across, as we talked about, and just judging it better was Beams, just using a bit of experience. You'd think this is set up for a beautiful check side.
Jeez, Beams had probably 3 direct opponents there, and the ball just sailed just far enough where Beams could take the mark. Shocking kick on the left foot, tried to snap it across, and it's been cut off on the far side. Maroochydore again being able to intercept mark in their defensive 50 as the ball gets worked out now. Couldn't take the mark on that occasion. Magpies again, another possibility of working their ball forward. Couldn't quite get there, feed it back. Little chip kick, 20 metres out, directly in front. Couldn't take the mark, Beams, Roves. Handball out, trying to get on the right foot. Unfortunately, he's kicked it out on the full.
Well, just that pressure applied. And again, a little bit of lack of composure at various times when they are finding a little bit of space. That perceived pressure. Carter Michael kicked it. They had the numbers here. I was going to say the Magpies have the numbers, but it was Robinson that did well. Got it inside, and the bigger man there in Saunders just won the day. And Smith, they netted at ground level for him to do his best work. They get it off to Maroochydore. Not sure where to go. Little chipping ball in the middle of the ground almost finds Wosley Black. He does so after a fumble. On that favoured left, Carter Michael does well, just gets back and saves the day. And they've just held sway and a little bit of extra composure, and the ball now on that outer side, half back with Jai Larkins.
They seem to be absorbing the pressure well at the start of the third quarter here. Maroochydore, great mark. Going back with a fly of the footy there. Couldn't quite see. Dangerous kick inboard. They've got the open man on this near side if he decides to use him. Doesn't. Chips the ball slightly forward, 10 metres. Trying to dummy, weave, dodge. Right foot kick to the hot spot. And, did everything but take the mark. I'm pretty sure he clipped the behind post. Well, and he's come up pretty sore.
He didn't clip it. He went right into it. He's a little bit ginger. Get his breath though. Bit of space up the middle. That's a very nice kick. Finds Holt. They've got a few players that can really kick the ball. We've seen a couple of nice conveyances, particularly Big Simpson. Just with the one hand, well done there by Austin. Just got it down to ground level where he probably has a little bit of expertise. Coming the other way. Holder was touch off the boot. So play on is the call. Unable to impact the contest with any great force there was Lang. And it was Winton.
And 50.
Won the mark and then gets a 50. I'm sure it's Winton, or is it? No, in fact it's Highlands. So play on's the call, and Mitchell.
As the ball comes forward now, long kick inside 50, praying and hoping there by the Magpies. Handball out, free man, left foot snap around the body, and unfortunately just missing on the far side for 1 point.
Well, having chances, aren't they? And again, got the feeling that Revel could have probably just straightened up a little with that one. Instead, the Roos just continue to hold a bit of sway. Kelleher the target over the back at ground level. Holt again, didn't get too much on it, but did well. It just found McKenzie, not sure where to go.
Oh,
and he got
high
the
shot.
one.
Got lucky on that occasion.
And again. Wesley Black not happy that he gave it away, and it'll be go back the other way. So we saw one of those in the first quarter, and a little bit of extra mayo on it. We'll stay with the play here for a minute as Cadzo gets it out. Play on. Bit of feeling in this one. You'd expect there, just bursting onto it. And that was Fleming, but his kick just didn't quite find its target. And a little bit of anguish around this ground here as the Magpies take a good mark on the outer side.
Great mark there on the far side there. The intensity's definitely going up in this third quarter. 3 men everywhere for the Magpies if they choose to use them. Kicks across the ground. Couldn't quite pick the ball up there on that occasion. Chips the ball again. Look out. No. Mark taken. 60 metres out. Slight angle. Just holding the ball up. Just let's slow it down. Chips inside 50 now. Beams couldn't quite take the mark on that occasion, however. Maroochydore again. Working the ball out. Shocking kick. Drifted off the side of the boot. Oh, great pressure there by both players. Great guts. Right into the fence. Oh, didn't like the pressure there on that occasion. Both players were going for the footy though, and the umpire said, nothing to see here, boys. Give it to me, we'll have a throw in.
So again, that's a little bit of pressure. Just befitting, I suppose, what is an elimination game. Harwood couldn't find the target, Edwards. Now gets it off to Wesley Black. Little ball. Put on there by Pearson. Easton just controls it well. On the left, into space. It's a 2-on-1. Dawson just shrugs the tackle off almost. It was Cadzo just holding on there. Sturton emerges with the ball, not sure where to go. They're still under a bit of pressure here, the Roos. And that's not going to help as it just keeps Stone. Need to just not be too cute here. They might get away. Just messing around, Sturton. And that was a fair handball, but the umpire was blindsided. But I don't think you can blame him because the Roos, they were stuffing around with it. They'll be straight up there, and it's Lovell. Ends up with the ball.
Geez, a lot of soft handballs, plenty of time for the Magpies to try and cut it off there in that little exchange. And unfortunately, umpire, like you said, Kanga, got blindsided. Handball was given, but on the ball was paid. As the Magpies line up, right on 50 here, going to have to be a good kick. Straight to the hot spot though, 20 metres out. Oh, plenty of players up for that contest. Ball hits the ground, but Maroochydore again working their way out. Quick kick out, gets cut off by the Magpies on that occasion, chips inboard, and a solid mark there taken probably 48 metres out on a slight angle.
Now he's got the leg, this young fellow, Jaden Gallagher. So well, you'd see the Magpies, as soon as they saw it was Gallagher with the ball, they said, settle down, have a shot, we know you've got the distance.
Gallagher now, slow and steady, wanders in, left foot kick, right to the line, and just touched right on the goal line there by the Maroochydore player. Magpies had no one going up for that contest either, probably could have taken a mark. As Maroochydore work their way back out of defence again. Cut off there by the Magpies on that occasion. Handball out. Feed inboard. Kick inboard. Couldn't quite hit the target. Left foot step. Oh, shocking left foot snap. Didn't hit the ball well at all and on the fall on that occasion.
Now Dawson, he had a lot of the ball early in the game, but just hasn't had many opportunities since. And again, the big pack mark is not his go, so he's got to rely on clean ball coming into the forward line. It just hasn't happened since after that quarter time siren. So Maroochydore have really been able to put the clamps on him and largely put the clamps on the Roos. Long kick. Lang was the target. They've got numbers here. Fletcher just sells one nicely, but has his kick smothered by Stone. Bond is there. McKenzie. Stone up. He's got a little bit of space now. Goes on his unfamiliar left, but gets enough on it. Coming through there, impacting the contest. Well done by the Roos. They keep it alive. Robinson, that's not a good kick. It allows Winton. He's got a little bit of space there. He's got an injury there. So that looks like one of the Kimberleys done a shoulder there. Be a bit of a issue there. Gallagher on the outer side there of the centre circle. Just the ball held up. Kicks it inboard, finds Lewis, the captain. He'll be looking for something from his charges as we move deep into this third quarter.
We've got Ryan on this far side now, freeing up. Oh, but the ball gets cut off beautifully. Man coming off the bench after that injury to Kimberley. The ball hits the ground. Maroochydore again running at pace, picks the ball up, kicks long. 2-on-1, probably 3-on-2 at the moment. As the Magpies again perceive pressure winning out there. Maroochydore again cuts the ball off, works her way over the line for a boundary throw-in, and again, beautiful pressure by Maroochydore on that occasion.
Well, that was good by Jai Larkins then, was it? Because he actually tacked the ball, knowing that he had to take it and keep it in front of him, knowing that the boundary line was there, and he had two Magpies opponents either side of him. So it's actually a good win that the coach will be pretty happy with.
As the ball gets thrown back in now, Maroochydore again, really winning that ruck contest at the moment. All of a sudden, Ryan's had to be a lot more accountable around the ground. Simpson winning out well. As the ball gets tapped down again, Maroochydore, plenty of numbers around the footy. Quick left foot kick inside. As the ball drifts in and gets another rush behind to the Roos as they go further ahead now. 4:11:35 Sherwood to 7:5:48 to the Roos. Slight advantage at the moment, but Sherwood definitely need to be the next goal kicker here. Shocking kick out from full back. Good luck marking that one. Kick drifts in now. Maroochydore. Oh, free kick's been picked out and it's straight to the Roos. Not quite sure exactly what was going on there, but it seemed to be a fair bit of pushing and shoving, and on that occasion, Maroochydore got won the 50-50 as far as the umpire was concerned.
Yeah, it was Lockie Lang, just the bigger body through the midfield who can push forward, and he kicks the goal, and that's his second for the day. And that's a benefit, I suppose, having some versatility. And Lockie Lang, as you mentioned, he's been good through the middle of the ground. He's provided a nice contest. He's been able to catch the ball at various points in time through the middle of the ground, and we saw that he can impose himself up forward with 2 goals now. So great play, and this is a dangerous lead here for Maroochydore, because the Magpies have kicked in accurately at various points in time, but by the same token, Maroochydore, they have had the better of it.
No, and again, plenty of numbers around the footy, and they've just picked up where they left off in that first half, Maroochydore. As soon as the ball hits ground, plenty of numbers around the footy, and simply outworking their Sherwood opponents at the moment.
Ball back in the middle. So 2 goals to none in this third quarter. We call it the premiership quarter. Well, it's the keep alive quarter to keep going. Larkins does well, gets around, up towards his opponent there, or his teammate there. It might have been Bond who was coming through. In fact, it was Holt. And he just takes the ball with him, and he'll be happy to keep it in his forward line. So Ryan Simpson gets the better of that one though. Just feed the ball out, looking to just find a little bit of space and keep the ball moving. And so we said at half time, around the stoppages, Maroochydore just like to have a man that's actually moving with the ball into the contest so they can go into space. Nobody really emerging with it so far. Plenty of pressure around the contest, plenty of numbers. And the ball right to full forward. And it went to Sherwood and off hands, and the ball just didn't trickle through for any score there. And at 3/4 time, we've got a very, very handy lead for the visitors. It is 8-7-55 to 4:11:35 by my abacus that I've got. Fingers and toes, that is 20 points is the margin. It'll be confirmed by the goal umpires at 3/4 time. But the Roos, they've outplayed the home side, the Magpies.
No, they really came to play pretty much probably 10 minutes into that first quarter, and locked down the key players for Sherwood. They've had a couple of standout Sherwood, but unfortunately not enough numbers at the moment. And right now, 20 points ahead at 3/4 time, Sherwood, the Roos would be very confident leaning into this final quarter.
Well, goal kickers quickly before we have a break. It's 2 to Nathan Smith and also Lockie Lang, and singles to Mackenzie, Sherwood, Kelleher and Brad Kimberley. And all singles to the Magpies. It's Harwood, Ryan, Revel and Edwards. So 20 points to margin. We'll come back after the break and see if the Magpies can come back into this on their home deck, or it will be the advancing Roos into next week's game. Well, possibly into play Broadbeach in the preliminary final. As the spectators, they go from the ground here at McCarthy Homes Oval. Three-quarter time, it's the home side that trail in this semi-final. The loser will be having a rest for the rest of the season. They are 20 points adrift, the Magpies, 4-11-35, 8-7-55 are the visiting Maroochydore Roos, and they look like they are on their way. But the Magpies, they are close enough if they are good enough. Kane Browning?
No, you're definitely right there, Kanga, and it looks like Clay Beams has moved into the midfield trying to get his hands on the footy. Really gone missing throughout the day. I'm not quite sure why that is. But again, Maroochidore's pressure and their intensity is just overpowering Sherwood at the moment, and I must admit, I was not expecting that pre-game.
I think we all came here, although the one time they did clash, it was Maroochydore by 31 points, and I know the Magpies were horribly disappointed with that effort, and they had a bit of a review after that. But it seems like it's more of the same here. Just at the minute, Ryan gets it down. Maroochydore, they feed it out. Easton just impacts the contest. That's almost a throw out of the work there. Carter-Michael, little spiralling ball inside forward 50. Schollard comes through. And that almost is a ball up. In fact, it is. And it's Jacobs who was the tackler. And it was Wosley Black getting up off the ground. Simpson, down Beams, just gets it to Harwood. Done that quite a few times at the Lions. It eludes Dawson. Cadzo, just a little ball, just in trouble there. They're lucky to get away with that one. Carter-Michael, back to Pearson. And that one goes off to Jacobs. Couldn't quite handle it. And that is a high tackle.
Now that's an old-fashioned shirt front, if I've ever seen one, and got him high as well. Probably almost with a forearm there on that occasion. Still bravery from the Magpies player on that occasion, putting his head over the footy as he works the ball inboard. No 50 called. As the ball gets slowly and methodically, works the ball forward now. Players go up. Mark not taken on that occasion. As Ryan comes in, puts his body on the line as the ball trickles over for another boundary throw in.
Yeah, well, no foul terribly there. I mean, might have been a free kick, but Wosley Black got up and they're okay there. So it's good. Ryan been good today. He and Simpson. A quick little kick out from Maroochydore, right to the goal line. So desperation. Cadzo on the unfamiliar left, just gets enough purchase on it, get out of the danger zone. Right there with it is Edwards, although the ball at ground level, we're going to see who emerges with it. Revel, little chipping ball, they're very clever, finds Fletcher. So right near the point of the square, and that's 50. That's a little bit of ill discipline there by Kelleher, and this should gift a goal to Fletcher.
No, unfortunately, ill discipline, 1 hour on that occasion. Giving away the 50. Really did not want to start the quarter like this in the Roos, and Sherwood desperately needed this goal to have a bit of confidence for the rest of this quarter.
Well, his last kick at goal was an absolute shocker. This one is a little bit easier, a little bit closer, and far better. So Will Fletcher gets the all-important first goal for the Sherwood Magpies. Narrows the margin to 14 points. We're early in this last quarter. And that was well needed. And coach of the Roos, Andrew Cadzo, he will not be happy with that little bit of ill discipline just to keep opening the door for the Magpies.
Now, I tell you one player that's definitely impressed me today for the Roos is Larkins. Working his way off half back, just his intensity and determination of the contest. Couldn't do it on that occasion, but I tell you what, the goal line defence has been really good, Maroochydore, but unfortunately a bit ill-disciplined and exactly what they wanted as a start for this last quarter for Sherwood.
Just their 5th goal of the afternoon. They had 3 at quarter time. That bounce will be recalled. So 5-11 playing 8-7. 14 points, less than 5 minutes gone here. Players reset themselves. The first year in QAFL football, Maroochydore looking for their first, not only finals appearance, but their first win. Doing well there was Marasic, has worked his opponent off the ball, but Easton comes out. That's a nice little chipping ball and finds Beams. 35 metres from goal, directly in front. This will be a very nice way to go off the back of the last goal.
No, really need to inject himself into the game at 3/4 time, and here's his perfect opportunity to do it. Kicking into the breeze is still coming across that far side, straight into our faces here in the commentary position. Probably more so right to left from this kick just outside 50.
Play Beams, and the former Brisbane Lion, plenty of experience in big games, comes across, starts it right, comes back nicely. They go to him, and the margin back to 8 points. Plenty of support. You can hear the horns going. The faithful crowd here at the clubhouse beside us. They're just building up. Could be a very good finish yet to come.
No, right now Maroochydore can't panic. They've kicked 2 goals in 2 minutes, one from a free kick, and Beams finishing off beautifully there. But right now the Roos just need to knuckle down, take a breath. They're still ahead, and it's anyone's game at this point. It'll be very interesting to see if the Magpies can kick the next one. It's on like Donkey Kong.
So Ruckman, all important centre clearances here. As we said, Beams has gone in the middle, so Beams and Harwood, that's not a bad little centre combination at this level of footy. Harwood gets it. It's off to Fletcher. He's certainly tried hard. Palms on off. Wasley Black off half back. Just injects himself with that long left foot. Over the back it goes. Sturton is there. At ground level it is. Bulch is there. Now they've got a bit of space. Marisic it is. Winds it up. And over the line for a point. Thought it might have been there, as just pushing down deep was Beams, but the ball beat him over the line. 1 point, back to 7.
All of a sudden the momentum is completely switched. All the run seems to be with the Magpies at the moment as Maroochydore work their way out of defence again. Long kick on the far side, no contest there. Maroochydore takes a good mark, kicks down the line again, slowly, methodically. Great pressure there on the Magpies on that occasion, and the ball gets thumped over the line for another boundary throw-in.
Govan with the mark, and then it was Mackenzie the next target. A lot of pressure around that Mackenzie contest there. It was very good. Force it over the line to start a stoppage out there. Out of wing. Simpson gets it down. Players around the contest. Stones, one of them, just impacts it, but the ball over the line. We'll do it again. So good contest it's been in the ruck. I think Simpson at times has had the measure of Ryan, but Ryan has been good around the ground. We go again. So happy just to keep setting it up around the contest. All important moves, very much one-on-one around the ground. Throw in favoured Ryan, he did well. Harwood gets it forward, right to centre half forward is where it bounces. Important contest, Easton gets a nice handball away. Brisky just tries to burn his opponent off. Easton again. They're coming through his bolts, little quick handball off to Brisky again, through hands. The kick wasn't a good one, but found his teammate just the same, it was Revel. So a little bit of anxiousness. Mackenzie picks it up, happy just to clear the ball, goes high, langs the target, does well, just pushed his opponent off there nicely, protected the drop zone, and he takes the mark.
Beautiful mark there, one-on-one. Maroochydore on that occasion chips the ball forward. Mark taken here, right below us. Kick down the line, ball fit. Unfortunately, the ball drifted left to right and now on the full there. So pressure just goes up a little bit more against Maroochydore as the Magpies work their way forward. Slowly, methodically, seems to be the way they've tried to play it all day. Looking to kick down the line. Oh, and that's 50. Incurring on the space there. Really shouldn't have done it, just felt obliged to stop him from playing on that occasion. Probably one of the shortest 50-metre penalties that I've seen for quite a while as well. And another attacking possibility here for the Magpies. Kick the ball down the line, beautiful kick. And I believe that could be Dawson down there. Another mark for the forward. He's worked his way well back into this game during the last quarter, putting his body on the line. Takes a good mark. Mind you, it's going to be a very difficult kick from the boundary line here.
Started out to the right and let it swing back.
Right foot. Look at that, right to left. On the goal line. Touched right on the line. Beautifully called there, Kanga. Great intuition on that occasion. And one behind scored there.
They're pressing. 6 points the margin, one straight kick. Kick comes in, Revel, spoiled by Govan. Here's Lang. On the left foot, important contest. Did well. Sherwood, just happy to get it down the line. That'll be out on the full. So the pressure is coming. So Lewis has the ball. They've got numbers on the outer side. So we'll work through. Not sure where to go here. Happy just to chip the ball around. This is Civvies. We haven't seen that much of him with the footy today, in hand at least. Not sure where to go. Good ball down the line. Revel does it well. Kick was well measured. Gallagher, generally good by foot. No exception here. Finds Beans. So middle of the ground. They're just trying to find some space forward. That's not his best effort. Highlands making him work hard. Coming hard there is Smith. Does well. Just got to the correct side of him. That defensive side. He knew he was going to go back that way. And then he just was very, very clever to cut off that handball backwards so they could go forward. So I'm not sure I explained that beautifully, but he did well.
No, Smith has been one of those players for most of the day. Just when you think they need a bit of a lift, Smith has definitely popped up on a few occasions already as the ball gets thrown back in now. No real clear winner. Ball gets dived on, the ball gets fed out, locked in again. And the umpire calls for another ball up. Pressure is definitely the key in this last quarter. They definitely come with it in this last quarter, the Magpies. As the ball gets fed out again, no clear winners, just tap, tap, tap. As the ball gets locked in again, the umpire's going to call in for another boundary throw up.
So a couple of players that are really lifted. You see Harwood around the contest, Beams around the contest, Wasley Black off half back there. Dawson, you just find a bit of space as Fletcher's wrapped up there. And that's holding the man, so the ball will come back. It'll be a free kick to Fletcher. He's holding on a little bit too long, was his Maroochydore opponent. Might have been Govan out there. Long way from us in this commentary position. Ball there to Easton, just continuing to find a little bit of space. Through the middle here, Winton. Just happy to hold it up, just found a little bit of space on Sherwood. Goes out wide. Simpson is there, stands up underneath it, does well. A little bit of space, fed out there to Bond, now to Robinson, goes long. Young man in Smith just knocked over. A little bit bigger man there in Highlands. They can bring it back. Civvies here, has Goodall, but decides to go down straight down to Winton. So ball still at half back here. When they start to slow the ball down, that's where we've seen them come undone a little bit. That's a good kick to Easton, although they didn't quite find him. Larkins it is. Chipping ball, didn't quite find its target the way they wanted it to. They come away, gets off to Sherwood, kick, it rolls. Which way is it going to bounce? Not the right one for the Roos. And Easton's down the middle of the ground. I thought it might have been cramp initially, but he might have just caught one in the calf or the shin perhaps.
Yes, Magpies work their way back out again. Straight down the line, beautiful kick. Mark taken just outside 50, the defensive line there. 2 on 1, couldn't take the mark on that occasion, the Magpies. Magpies though, working way through handball. One bounce, handball to this far near side. Kick inside 50, look at that wind, take that ball. Right to left. And they could have, two blokes could have taken that mark. It looks like Beams went, no, I'm the senior player here, I'm going to take the responsibility. Took a solid mark right on the boundary line. Now, the last time he had a kick like this, he absolutely shanked it. So let's see if he can change tact here. Right foot, snap, kicks long, ball coming back, not quite enough as he kicks it behind on that far side for another behind.
So back to one straight kick here. McCarthy Holmes Oval. Pressure right on. We've played 13 minutes of this last quarter. Carter Michael comes out to the commentary side of the ground, or the clubhouse side of the ground, over the back, through legs. The Civvies, just quick kick up and under. The Roos have the numbers, they can raffle it here. And it is Robinson with the ball. So at half back. We just need to not go away from what they had been doing. Lang stood underneath it there, and it was Austin and also Ryan. And a little bit of push me, shove you. And there's nothing wrong with that. So Just two ruckmen going at it. Ryan gets it down. Harwood doesn't get a foot to it, and it's Stone up and under. That is out of bounds on the full. And we've played 15 minutes of this last quarter. Margin there. Simpson just went up with the one hand, got enough on it. Saunders, little kick, doesn't find opponent. Quick kick by Franks. So a little bit of space there. Wasley Black leads the race, picks it up nicely. The handball didn't find his target. Sturton under pressure gets it up. The ball extracted from defence. It's his Holt underneath it. Right there. Also there was Malthouse. Couldn't quite take it. The ball goes forward. This is Kimberley. It's Brad Kimberley. Tim off the ground. They go forward now. Smith couldn't quite take it. Stays on his feet. Cleverly over the top. Govan couldn't handle it. Just coming the other way was Lewis. Did it well. They've got the numbers now, the Magpies. They've got some runners. They need to move it. Lewis by hand. Out there to Beams. Couldn't quite get it cleanly away. He'll get it back here. Under a little bit of pressure. Tries to evade one. Can't quite find a target. Kimberley round the corner. And that will be out of bounds. Just falls inside. Brad Kimberley kicked the goal in the second quarter. And things at fever pitch here at McCarthy Homes Oval.
16.5 minutes gone in this final quarter. 5 points the margin in favour of Maroochydore. Trying to almost seeming like they're holding on for dear life here. Trying to get over the line in this knockout semi-final. As the ball gets fed back in. Contest there. Couldn't take the mark, Maroochydore, on that occasion. Sherwood worked their way back inside 50. Mark goes up. Oh, a bit of a push in the back. Not paid. Not paid at all by the umpire there on that occasion. Magpies, all of a sudden, numbers everywhere. Right foot kick. Beautiful goal. And they've got 1 point up. 17 minutes into this final quarter. The Magpies. 56 to the Roos, 55. All the intensity now back on Maroochydore. They need to get the next score at least to square it up or go 5 points ahead. But I tell you what, these last few minutes are going to be absolutely brilliant.
Well, I've got to tell you, I thought that was quite lucky because that looked like an absolute dead set push in the back on Ben Cadzo. The ball went to the back and Dawson was the beneficiary of it. But you play the whistle, as we'd said a few times today, and the Magpies, it was a good conveyance there by Dawson. And his first for the afternoon. They've kicked 4 goals in this last quarter. Maroochydore, they have not troubled in the goal column at least. Simpson goes up, Beams, couldn't quite get it around there. And the ball just tied up in the middle of the ground. Go again. They need to get up and running. Paul just punched forward by Simpson. Goes off to Harwood. They'll just feed the ball out here. This is where Harwood and Beams have just controlled things in this last quarter so far. They go over the top. Saunders just worked his opponent to let it go down forward. Cadzo is happy to get it out towards the boundary line. And they will just concede the boundary throw in out of side, 55 metres from goal. Played a little over. Nearly 18 minutes gone in this last quarter. We're 19 now. Ball into play. Lang just emerges with the footy, does it well. Gets the ball out. Kelleher does well. Just got the 1 minute up.
No.
And then will do well. He's got a man in the middle of the ground.
50.
And now 50. And he thought he was going to play on. So it was, it might have been Civvies that just went over the mark. And I tell you what, I wouldn't like to buy real estate off this bloke either way. Because the 50 metre penalties, I reckon all day have been about 40, 45 at most.
Very short 50 metre penalty again. But I tell you what, he was probably a bit unlucky to get the 50 the first time as he comes in.
So Kelleher comes in, kicks it from 40 metres out. And we have, again, the scoreboard is just updated there, and it suggests that Maroochydore are 1 point ahead. And now we're going to have to clarify this. Live scores. So Wasley Black will stay with the play. We'll work it out later. Wasley Black just over the ball. Brisky just gets a fist on it. Emerged. That's Michael. Gets it off. Now Larkins. He's been good at times. He's used the ball well as well. That time, on occasion, he's kicked it into Wasley Black. And this is the situation where Wasley Black should concentrate on the footy. Not trying to get into the head of Larkins because the ball is inside Maroochidore's forward 50.
The last thing you want now, from the Pies' point of view, is to give away an easy free kick and a shot on goal here for the Roos. As the ball comes back in for that boundary throw in, no real winners there, and the ball gets locked up again.
So 21 minutes gone of this last quarter. Kelleher emerging with it was Harwood. Quick kick out. Who's going to mark it? Lang. So as time starts to tick down, this is where the Roos want to keep it in their forward 50. The Sherwood Magpies, they need to get hold of it and they need to get it down the other end. So he's got to kick it the best part of 52, 53 metres. Gives it everything. Right there, Shullard went high, couldn't bring it down. Winton though, he gets it out for the Magpies. Over the top, this is Marisic, he has a run of it. Kimberley's right there with him. They've got the numbers here. So Mitchell goes down the line, Saunders right there, but Sturton absolutely kills the ball. Knocks it over the fence. And we are on the outer wing. Closing stages of this game. The scoreboard says it's Maroochydore by a point. We're going to have the goal umpires confirm, but we'll stay with the play. Ryan Simpson had front spot. Goodall's right there. Just gets the ball down towards Saunders again. Maroochydore have the numbers. They go back towards the wing, outer side. Ryan underneath it. The spoil came from Kelleher. They did well there, the Roos. The Magpies have the run of it, but coming back the other way is the big boy Simpson. Gets it up to half forward for the Roos, but nobody's there. Civvies, little chipping ball, finds Bulch. Bulch, just backward of centre, outer side of the ground. Goes long, goes high, needs a contest. Simpson underneath it, the ball to ground. It hits inside forward 50, just shoving it off. Sturton was Fletcher, had his kick smothered, and out of bounds it goes. Tension is high.
I'm pretty sure that ball came off someone's head, and a beautiful falcon there. But I tell you what, brilliant pressure at the moment.
So the contest, Maroochydore, they had wrapped up there, and it is a ball up. So it's Wasley Black around the contest. He's a little bit agitated with what's going on. In fact, it's Beams down there, it might be. Simpson gets a hit out. Revel couldn't take it with him, but here's Harwood. Gets it up, gets it around the corner. It's a goal! Harwood kicks a miracle! The crowd have gone nuts here at McCarthy Homes Oval, the home of the Magpies. And whether the goal umpires are right or wrong, you'd suggest the Magpies are in front.
Geez, I tell you what, that was, I thought that was the most unlikely kick. I thought he gave the wrong option there to go for goal, but I tell you what, with that breeze, came back beautifully. And I tell you what, Sherwood probably hasn't deserved it before this last quarter, but they've come back really strong, and they find themselves ahead at the moment. We've not that long to play. We've played 24 minutes, 40 seconds into this final quarter. At the moment, the score reads Sherwood up by 5 points.
So back in the middle, Ryan. Here's Beams. Just tries to bundle his way through. Can't do so. That's Govan with the tackle. Seconds ticking down. It's been an epic contest. The Magpies looked out of it, but they've come hard in this last quarter. Beams just doesn't quite get enough purchase on that hit out. Larkins gets it to half forward. Kelleher chases it. Hot in pursuit there is Highlands, and that will be a throw in. I thought for a moment that the umpire was going to pay a different interpretation, not to be. Front spot is Ryan. There's Simpson, gets a quick kick away. Ball, there is a quick kick. It comes from Jacker and hits the behind post. Was never on target, but I tell you what, the crowd here at McCarthy Homes Overlay, you could hear them all holding their breath to see which direction it was going.
Geez, you could have heard a pin drop when that ball was getting kicked in there, and the ball hit probably the one result you didn't want, the ball hitting the point post on that occasion. As the ball gets fed out there, Easton had a brilliant game for the majority of the day and worked hard as well in this final quarter as well with Beams and a couple of others. Works his way back out now from defensive 50. Ball goes up. No one takes a mark on that occasion. Spare man out the back for the Roos on that occasion. Kicks the ball high and Ryan takes a mark. Also gets taken out and 50. Boys, don't want to give the ball. You've already got the 50 metre penalty. Do not have a reversal.
Yep, so 50 metre penalty. And I would have thought that Ryan needs to take the free kick here. But they're busy having a little bit of a wrestling back play, to be fair. Might stay with the footy here. There's Austin.
You watch the footy, Kenga. I'll watch the push and shove.
Austin goes long. And the line. Goodall can't bring it down, but they have the ball. Saunders, his kick didn't get enough purchase on it. Sturton goes forward. Austin's there. Govan, he'll win the free kick. It's a high decision. So the seconds are ticking away. The Maroochydore Roos, they'll want to just move this quickly. The ball to centre half forward, and that's Dawson pushing back behind the ball. So good work there. Balch is here all by himself. I'll just be happy just to chew up seconds. Maroochydore need a goal. The Magpies just need to hold on to the ball. Easton. Roos need to go one-on-one here just to try and get to a contest. Asked to play on. Kicks it long, kicks it high, looking for a contest. Sturton it is. Just going hard at the footy. Plenty of balls around there. And or players around the ball, and it was Larkins trying to find a free player, couldn't do so. Ball out of bounds.
Geez, Maroochidore's got to take a chance. They almost have to risk getting a goal kicked against them to have any chance to get over the line here in these last few minutes of this final quarter as Ryan and Simpson again go up. Man in front, couldn't take it on that occasion. This is Jacker, and the siren goes! Siren goes! As it looks like the Western Magpies have gone over the line by 5 points in this knockout semi-final. 8-14, 62 to the Roos, 8-9, 57. Great game of footy. That last quarter was absolutely scintillating. Probably a bit unlucky, the Roos, but a good end to a pretty good season.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful season for the Roos, but unfortunately they don't advance, and the Magpies, they do. They go on to play Broadbeach next week in the preliminary final. It was a 4-goal to none last quarter by the Magpies that got them over the line. They didn't look like they had the momentum at all at 3/4 time. The Roos were just up and about, but it was goals to Fletcher, Dawson, Beans, and then the winner, the match winner. It was an absolute corker to Harwood, out on the far side of the boundary line from about 30 metres out. The breeze sort of pushing the ball across the face. It was a lovely, lovely kick. The faithful rejoiced, and they continue to rejoice because the Magpies stay alive. Players shake hands, and well they should, because it was an epic contest. Just go through the goal kickers. And for the victors, the Magpies, it was 2 to Ryan Harwood, including the match winner, and then singles to Fletcher, to Samson Ryan, to Revel, to Dawson, Edwards and Clay Beams, while it was a couple to Lockie Lang and also Nathan Smith, and singles to Sam McKenzie, Mitch Sholard, Kelleher and Brad Kimberley. So a sad end to the Roos season, but the rejoice, it happens for the Magpies on their home deck, and it was a great contest. Now Kane Browning, thank you for joining me this afternoon. We see the hugs, the cheers, and in the Roos case, the tears. But thank you to Kane, to Dean Davis, and thanks to all his team for the recording and the QAFL and the live stream. Make sure you join us in the ensuing weeks. Preliminary finals next week, and then into the following week, the grand final of the QAFL for season 2020. My name's Mark Kennedy. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again very shortly.